Good morning, good evening, wherever you are watching this recording back, or if you're joining us live. We have four very excited, enthusiastic Arbonne leaders on a call to just share our different backgrounds with this business and perhaps why we saw an opportunity with this company and jumped at it for us many years ago. But we are a global company. We cover 7 countries and we're representing 2 of them tonight. We have the lovely Delphine all the way from Montreal in Canada at 6 a.m. for her. And for the rest of it's 8 p.m. in Australia, Brisbane and the Gold Coast. So that's what we love about this business, that we can work it from anywhere, anytime. We can be muting our phones while we're talking. And I want to just start by asking Delphine, tell us a little bit about your background. We've all got such diverse backgrounds, but with yours, what made you attracted to Arbonne and how did Arbonne find you?
Good evening, everyone. So actually, Albon found me during my mat leave. Um, I had been in Canada for 5 years because I am French actually originally, and I am a doctor in pharmacy. I did my pharmaceutical studies in France, and I also have a master in cosmetology. And I used to work in the regulatory affairs for big cosmetic companies during the first part of my career, essentially for the big L'Oreal group, and they asked me to go to Canada in 2012. So I came here, and actually I thought I would stay here for 2 3 years, but because of a love story, I had to stay here. And when they asked me to go back, we were really wondering, looking for a solution to be able to stay in Canada and at the same time have a bit more than 3 weeks of vacation a year in order to be able to visit our families in France and travel as well. So that's when actually Arbonne came to my life. My sponsor, I had met her maybe 2 or 3 times, but we connected immediately, and they asked us for dinner that time, and she had like a few products on her shelf, and I was asking for what are these products, and then she explained to me about the botanical. It was a botanical company, so I had to look into the ingredients because I was not convinced at first, just because she said that to me. And but I was really surprised by the quantity of botanical ingredients in the formulas, and also the skincare textures. I saw it was really like high level textures, so I was interested in looking more into the products, but more of that, she told me about the business opportunity. And then I I realized that maybe it could be an option for me, even though I never thought in my life that I would do anything like this. I had so many like I thought this was a pyramid scheme, and uh, well, but because she was who she was and I trusted her, she was very reassuring when presenting me the opportunity. I realized that I had definitely no risk jumping in and try. And if it worked, it would help me actually uh, have the time and the money I was looking for. And this is what actually happened because I was able to stay with my daughter for at home for the first 5 years of her life before she went to school. And yeah, and also drive me to another perspective in my life because I entered because of the skincare, essentially, and then I discovered all the nutrition and I became passionate about intestine, like gut health globally, and I have become a naturopath since then. So it really changed like the direction of my life.
Well, you're
And
giving a lot of
something
credibility
yeah,
for
I'm
us.
sorry.
Your background gives a lot of credibility for us as well, because there are so many naturopathic physicians in Arbonne that obviously value the way our products are formulated. And our stories are
Yeah.
quite similar, actually. I also joined, like you, in maternity leave and thinking, I'm just going to be a stay-at-home mum for a little while. I was a teacher And I've just returned to the classroom part-time, the days that I choose, a couple of days a week this year after 17 years. So I've been in Arbonne for 16 years. And you touched on there that you were attracted to the flexibility and having choice and being a stay-at-home mum, which not everyone can afford. So having this second stream of income has allowed both of us to do that. But I'm going to get back to you, Delphine, and ask you more about the formulations and the makeup and skincare. But touching on nutrition, I want to go to Rita Bonavento, who's actually an integrative health coach now. But she and I met, she's actually part of my team. And I have to say, the nutrition has had a profound effect on her health. So, Rita, can you share a little bit about that with everyone?
Thanks, Jodes. Yes, I started. You kind of killed my reveal, but that's okay. So I started with a skincare sample 10 years ago, which a complete stranger gave to me in the tuck shop of my kids' school, and I had really been looking for clean products since my diagnosis with a serious autoimmune disease 4 years earlier, and I had been looking and looking, and really this skincare sample came, and I loved what it did with my skin. So I joined as a consultant to get the bigger discounts originally. Of course, after then using the skincare and everybody noticing that my skin was looking better, I started to talk to people about it and realized that actually people are looking for this stuff, right? So, I was really raving about it to anyone that would listen. And it was a recommendation because it was what I was using. So I was recommending the skincare and the makeup because they were what I was using. And I knew that Arbonne had nutrition, but honestly, I had been eating healthy, clean, whole foods, no alcohol, no processed foods, and I was making everything from scratch. I was taking multivitamins and supplements for years, and I didn't trust liquid foods and shakes at all, to be quite honest. Like I just didn't think that they would make any difference with my health. So, 9 months into my skincare and makeup business, because that's what it was, I actually, and upon the encouragement of that same stranger who introduced me to the skincare, I tried the nutrition products, and I did the 30 Days to Healthy Living program that Arbonne provides using the nutrition products. And 3 weeks into that program, my significant IBD symptoms had gone. They'd literally vanished, much to my delighted astonishment. And I've continued with Arbonne's Healthy Living Protocol for 9 years now. 80-20 rule, most of the time I'm on the protocol. And look, I'm proud to say that I'm in remission and healthier and happier than I can remember being. Like, that was 15 years ago that I was diagnosed. So it's been a very long time. And my skin is better than it was 10 years ago, which
Glowing.
it's amazing. And I'm also very, very happy to say that that complete stranger that handed me a skincare sample in the tuck shop 10 years ago is now one of my closest friends,
Oh,
and my beautiful business partner, Jodie Healy, who is presenting this call with us tonight. And I'm truly, truly grateful that our paths crossed, Jodie, and that you offered me the products and the business opportunity all those years ago. And as Jodie said, I've gone on to qualify as an integrative nutrition coach. That was 6 years ago. And now it's my purpose and my mission to help as many people to live their healthiest, happiest, most successful lives and create that ripple effect of wellness warriors on the planet.
I know. Oh, that gives me chills, Rita. But like Delphine said, I think when we get offered an opportunity like this, we think it's about selling products, but it's really so much more than that. We're actually helping people to make significant changes in their lives, in their health, in their wealth, and in their happiness. So, looking at your skin, you are absolutely glowing, but I'm going to ask the one with all the scientific knowledge, Delphine. Can you tell us a bit more about perhaps what Arbonne don't put in their skincare and makeup that makes it so different to other companies?
Yeah, I think it's both what they put in and what they don't put in because, as I said, like the texture, we can see that there is no um, non-useful products non-useful ingredients in our products, such as fillers or this kind of thing. Every ingredients that are put in the formulas are really there on a purpose. And so we have such a diversity of skincare and makeup products, and but they are, what I love about them is that they are so clean in their formulation. Like I think in Australia there is no forbidden ingredient in cosmetics, and that really shocks me somehow. But in the US, it's really little. Like there are 11 ingredients forbidden in the formulas. In Canada, it's about 400 to 500. In Europe, it's about 1,500. But Arbonne has always been like over the standards, and we have more than 2,000 ingredients forbidden that we forbid ourselves in our formulas, just in order to be the cleanest possible. So we would never find like all the preservatives we don't want, all colorants or like artificial colorants or even sweeteners in nutrition products. There are so many ingredients that we decide not to put in our products to have the cleanest formulas possible. But it's all also the mix, like the art of the formulation that allows us to have products that are able to deliver the efficacy. Because there are so many people who try to do who want some more natural products and try to make themselves at home. But actually, what you put in your formulas, it's really an art. It's really the mix will have an impact definitely on the efficacy as well, and also the feeling.
Definitely.
So yeah.
And that's another thing, like you are so knowledgeable about skin. Rita is so knowledgeable about health. And here I am, little old school teacher. I didn't know anything about the beauty industry or the nutrition industry. But I'm going to ask Katia to talk a bit about her story, because Katia is a chartered accountant and she's also a master of counseling. So I'm interested to know, Katia, what appealed to you about Arbonne?
Well, funny story. I started using the products. Look, without going into too much details, but menopause hit me really, really hard, and I tried everything on the market, from the $20, cream to the $500 one. Nothing was working. Someone contacted me from Canada, actually, because most of my team is in Canada. And he contacted me. I tried the products. I had nothing to lose, tried the products. And I'd like to specify I had nothing to lose because there's a 90-day, return on the products. So I said, well, I've got nothing to lose. Try the products, which made a massive difference in my life. And I joined as a consultant. I'm a chartered accountant, so I've got the numbers all patterned. It's just all right in my mind. And so I joined as a consultant just mainly because of the discount. Then I lost weight very quickly, very, very quickly. Even though I was eating really well, I've got a good diet, my nutrition pattern is very, very good. I think I was undernourished and I wasn't eating enough. And my body literally thanked me for finally, having protein in my diet and increasing my greens. So I lost weight very quickly, which means people would come and commenting all the time. What have you done? You've lost weight. But I would refer all those people to my upline. And at some point she said, look, it's very silly because, you should become a consultant. And I remember I said, no, I've got a degree in finance and a master's in counseling. There's no way I'm going to sell face cream and protein powder. This is not going to happen. And but then one day she convinced me, and I received my first commission. Now we're not talking thousands of dollars, but as soon as I received that first commission, I said, oh, now I understand the concept. And being a chartered accountant, I got the difference between the pyramid scheme and the multi-level marketing.
Mhm.
So there was no issues with that. I completely understood the concept. But then I saw the potential. So as much as I love the products are amazing. I'm really convinced that the best product that Arbonne's got is the business opportunity. In my case, I have a child with a severe disability, so it's really, my life is quite challenging to have the flexibility to work from home, drop everything to go and pick her up from school, to stay at home today because she's home and I can't go to work. This has changed my life, just to be present for my kids. My son plays sport at a really high level. We travel all the time. To be able to go with him all the time, this is really Arbonne's best product. And also, being an accountant, I realized that all the products that I can actually have in my house that I use, my phone, most of my expenses for the business are all tax deductible, which is a massive thing for me, as being an accountant. So that's what really got me.
Yeah.
Apart from amazing products.
From all of us, that it's the balance and the choice and the flexibility. And same for our customers. We just share something we love, like we're recommending a movie or a restaurant. We're just recommending it, and then they have the choice to become either a preferred client, which gives them 20% off their products, and all year they can order online for themselves and they get free gifts and free shipping and all these incentives. Or they can become a consultant, which is actually only $99 at the moment. And that's to get your own website. So when you're sharing your website link with other people, you can be earning a commission. As Katia mentioned, her first commission check was like, how did I earn money? All I did was recommend something that I'm using for myself that's given me great results. But your results were walking and talking at school drop-off and with your other work clients. It really is being a product of the product. And if you truly endorse something you love, it doesn't feel like selling, does it? So I want to ask Rita a little bit about incentives, because being a consultant is not just the incentive of commission. We get bonuses, we get rewards, we get so much recognition, both personally and with gifting. But one of the best gifts was to see people like Rita take her family to what we call an Arbonne incentive trip. Rita, you've been on many. Can you tell us maybe one of your favorites and what was an impactful moment for you?
Well, it feels like each one that I've gone on has gotten better and better and better. But I have to say, Jodie, you mentioned that I took my family on one of them for reasons that I won't go into the other ones that didn't come along.
We all
But
need girl time sometimes as well.
well, yes, but I have to say, when we went to Fiji, Thailand with my sister-in-law was incredible. But for me, taking my family, my children to Fiji, it was more than 5 star. It was absolutely stunning. It was the best holiday. They keep saying it's the best holiday that they've ever had. When are you earning the next one, Mum? And
No
my
pressure.
son's like, Mum, it's 7 o'clock. You need to get on and do some Arbonne, in the evenings. Because if I've worked a full day, he's like, you need to earn another one of those trips. You can do it, Mum. You've got this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like to have my son supporting me in that way is so beautiful. And of course, my husband arriving in Fiji and just looking at where we were, it really was such a super classy, beautiful trip, and they spare no expense. It is just so wonderful to be able to do that with your family and friends and sister-in-laws and
I just think that feeling for you that you provided that trip for them, like what motivates me after 16 years in Arbonne is actually helping women to become financially independent. And that doesn't mean I want women to leave their marriages and be single. I actually just want them to feel empowered in their own wealth, that women can have a CEO income while still being at home with their children and feeling like valued mothers and friends and wives as well. So that's the chills bit for me, is seeing other women like Rita arrive on those trips. And Delphine, we haven't met because you're obviously in Canada. Can you tell us a bit more about the community, like in Canada, for example, and what sort of people are attracted to Arbonne? I mean, the four of us, we're not even on the same team, but we're collaborating and supporting each other. Is that something you see a lot in Arbonne?
We see it everywhere, and this is what what I feel really amazing about this community. At the beginning, you start and you want to have your own team, and it's something that is sometimes very personal, but actually you come to discover so many people coming from any backgrounds, and that's what is really amazing. It has opened my circle of people so much. I would have never expected that. And what I find very, very interesting is that you like this meeting become really friendships, and sometimes it really goes much further, and we, as you just said, we are supporting each other all the time because this business is always about lifting up others, and everything has an interest in seeing other people win, because actually everybody wins in with Arbonne. It can be your uplines, your downlines, and also your side sisters, and also our clients, because they are provided with such amazing products. So we really are in this mindset of like leaving people better than we found them, and all people who stay are people who are in this mindset and who want to elevate others. So it makes you be surrounded by totally amazing people, and I would never have expected such a variety of different backgrounds and personalities, but always lifting up others.
And that's sometimes a hesitation I hear, that, oh, I don't know a lot of people, or I don't have a big network. I don't think I could do what you do. But my team are actually people I've met since I've started my Arbonne business. They're not, my old friends that I've said, okay, come and join me now. It's the people you meet when you've got this vision of what is possible by helping others. So I want to take it over to Katia to sort of wrap us up this evening or this morning, and ask you, like, if someone's listening to this thinking, I can relate to this, or I, I would love more time freedom, but they're just curious, they're not ready to jump in, they've got some hesitations. What would your advice be for them?
Well, I'll just start by saying I wish I knew this business 30 years ago. Firstly, for a financial perspective, I've gone through two divorces. So at this stage, I'm going to retire when I'm 96. So I wish I knew that 30 years ago, because that would have definitely made a difference in my life. But if someone's on the fence, I'm just going to say, um, what does $500 extra per month means for you, for your family? What about 1,000? What about 3,000? So if that actually makes a difference, that could be what makes you, jump the fence. And the other question that I always think about, and again, I wish I knew that before, but if you look at your life at the moment and you don't change anything, where are you going to be in 5 years' time?
I remember asking myself that.
So if you don't change,
Exactly.
yep.
And, we've made some, we don't intend to make health claims tonight or earnings claims, but I would encourage everyone listening to this recording to get on your laptop and type in www.earnings.arbonne.com and have a little bit of a deeper dive into what the earning potential is for this business. I mentioned I exceeded my teaching income, and that was always my goal very early on. And that's when I had the flexibility to really pick and choose when and how I wanted to work. And we all work part-time or full-time or have, caring roles. It really is something that can give you that extra income on the side, like Katia mentioned, maybe $500 a month more, or it can turn into a full-time career for you as well. So go back to the person who sent you this recording and ask them as many questions as you can think, because we love getting questions because we know that it means you're thinking about changing your future. So thank you, girls. It was so good to be with you, Delphine, from across the world, and Rita and Katia, not so far away, but great to see you guys. Thank you so much for giving up your time to listen, everyone.